Whether it's Adderall or Xanax, it was made by men in white coats in the safe laboratories of a friendly pharmaceutical company. Plus, it's so easy to get. Just open up the medicine cabinet. They must be safe. Or so it seems.
Education and knowledge, information, accurate information in a way that is relevant is very important. So what is it that we know? We know that these drugs are being favored, these prescription medications are being favored over illicit substances because people believe they are safer than illicit substances. Why? Because they say, well, after all, these are things that physicians prescribe. They cannot be so bad.
Yes.
It's a completely misguided perception. That is utterly wrong. The prescription medications, when used inappropriately, can be as dangerous as illicit substances.
Okay.
So that is an incorrect statement.
But now let's look at the fact that we abuse them. Some of us abuse them. Tell me about that. Tell me about the abuse of it. What happens when we abuse them?
Yeah, what we have been seeing is that there is certain medications that people abuse, start to use not because of medical needs, but because the medications make them feel high or good or improves their performance. There are three different types of medications that are abused. One is the medications that we use to treat severe pain that contain an opiate, and that is very similar effects in a way to what happens with heroin. Heroin is an opiate, so when you take these pain medications at high concentrations, you can actually get a very intense high, and they can be very, very addictive, and they can have very adverse medical complications, just like what happens with heroin. You can overdose because of respiratory depression. These medications inhibit the respiratory centers in your brain, and then you can unfortunately die. There's one type, pain medications. Another type is the stimulant medications that we use for the treatment of attention deficit disorder. What are those medications? Amphetamines like Adderall or methylphenidate like Ritalin or Concerta. These medications make you feel high just in a way when you take them not by the oral route like it's given for treatment or at the doses that they give you, but if you inject them or snort them, or if you take higher doses, their effects may be similar to cocaine, and they can also be very addictive. And the third class of drugs is the ones that we call sedative hypnotics. And these are medications such as benzodiazepines like Valium and Librium. And they are prescribed when people have sleep disorders or when they have anxiety or as muscle relaxants. And these medications create a sense of intoxication when taken inappropriately that in a way resembles the most perhaps the effects of alcohol. And also can, at high doses, produce respiratory depression that can result, unfortunately, in overdoses and death. All of these complications from these medications include the fact that you can become addicted to them, but the other one is the complications get exacerbated because what we're understanding is they are taken with other things. So kids may go into a party, they throw a bunch of pills, they don't even know what they are taking, and they grab them and swallow them, high concentrations, then they mix them with alcohol. But even if you do not become addicted, the medical consequences from the abuse of prescription medication can be very serious.
We all get sad or nervous or shy, maybe angry. Maybe you want to be someone else, even for just a little while. But is that pill really the fix?
It becomes problematic when kids or young people start to take them, actually it should be any age because these are abused by all ages, start to take it by higher doses or by other routes of administration. Then, as I mentioned, they can produce addiction, which basically results in changes in areas of the brain that enable you to exert cognitive control over your emotions and desires.
Is there really a magic gumball machine spitting out pills that make all of our problems go away? Or in the morning, is everything still the same? Maybe even worse. The fun you seem to have, it isn't real. It's fake. It's the product of a pill. There's a price to pay. Sometimes a very heavy price. So everything isn't always how it seems. The next time you're standing in front of that medicine cabinet, what's looking back at you in the mirror is so much better than what's behind it. The real pleasures in life come from living it.